Hello and welcome. Today we are discussing the individual goalkeeper development plan, the Goalkeeper IDP. Here at ASA, athletes train according to one of the following plans: the Playmaker's IDP or the Goalkeeper's IDP. These ASA programs include 12 tailored training sessions for playmakers and goalkeepers of all ages, specifically designed to work through each athlete's appropriate IDP. In this video, we will show you how to use the Goalkeeper IDP. And as a disclaimer, we will not be reviewing, demonstrating, or showing any of the actual techniques in this video. That is a total separate subject. As a youth player, technique is the most important thing to learn. This is the Storelli goalkeeping quote that we wanted to start off with. It's very important as a youth player that you understand technique is the most important. When you get to the higher levels in goalkeeping, the coach is going to only focus on technique. And if you show up with poor technique, you're going to be on the bench or you're not going to get much playing time. Or both. So the IDP is all about technique. Okay, this is the ADP, the ASA Goalkeeper IDP template. This is what we send out for free. If you stay till the end of the video, you can find out how to get yours for free. You don't have to screenshot this. This will be blurry. We'll send you the correct one, updated one. Here on the left, we have the components. We have skills, positioning, diving, distribution, core, personal development, and re-evaluation at the bottom. Then across the top, in the colored sections, we have basically what is preseason, competition phase, postseason, and the off-season. So each one of those colors is your guide for periodization, okay? As in, you would train differently in the preseason as you do in competition, and you would train differently in competition as you would in the off-season. And so that's a concept of periodization. You would apply it here to the chart, but that discussion is in another video that we will be releasing very soon. So definitely stay tuned for that and subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss it. Okay, so this is very much so like an attendance card to focus your energy into these techniques. Okay, so the technique is more important than strength. And this is true for a lot of sports, including wrestling and some martial arts, and very much so including soccer. Okay, so here we have a little zoom in. The skills we're going to discuss. The 1.11, catch handling the basket catch. Okay, so now we're going to show you how to move along this chart, what you would do, what that's going to look like. Okay, so the basket catch, you need to find the technique, the correct technique, the proper technique, the perfect technique. That technique is different for the different type of intensity that the ball is coming with. So you need to do what you would do here is you would do 3 minutes of basket catch, 3 minutes of contour catch, 3 minutes of side contour catch, specific to the technique, working solely on the technique, doing it very slowly, almost in slow motion. The dives would all be in slow motion, but for the basket catch, you just spend 3 minutes on it, and then you check the box. The beginner phase of the section, of the blue section here that's covered by the word basket, that beginner phase is to learn the technique. So you'll do 5 different training sessions, which would be 5 different days of 3 minutes worth of basket catch technique training, 5 days of this, and you would put 5 check marks. You wouldn't just do 5 basket catches and put a bunch of check marks on it. That doesn't work like that. You need to develop that technique during the session, so that the checkbox for the first session is training that you did yesterday, for instance, which you haven't done yet, of course. So your options here, you can, to get the technique, you can ask your goalkeeper trainer. Okay, go to him, say, hey, what's the best basket catch? Can we work on this? Bring him this IDP, and he will work on it with you. Option 2 is to join our ASA Goalkeeper IDP program. Stay tuned for start dates and registration. Just follow our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook and Instagram and all of that stuff to see the postings. And then your option number 3 would be, to YouTube it. To be honest, you want to do all 3. And when you're at home, not training, it would be smart to YouTube some of these, so that when you're on the field the following day, you're ready to say, oh, I'm going to do these 4, and I remember these 4 techniques exactly how I learned it last night, and now I'm going to work on them. That's the goal here. So as you progress through the IDP, you'll realize that you will be combining certain footwork with catch handling. So like, for instance, here we have a back pedal into a basket catch, for instance, like a chip or something, or depending on the situation. You're going to be seeing some footage here from the U.S. women's national team of them combining different techniques and adding a form of intensity. So keep in mind that at the professional level, the coach has already gone through the techniques with them. They're at the professional level where they are pretty much just maintaining their in the phase of periodization that they're in. They're basically maintaining their intensity. So now, as goalies, you don't necessarily always focus on footwork, but here's a very important quote from keeperstop.com. Footwork is also one of the more difficult techniques to master. Technique must be developed over time. That's why we use this IDP. It's not something you're going to do in 2 sessions, in 3 sessions, in 5 sessions. It's going to be done over what's called a mega cycle. It's going to be done over a year, over a full season of training, and then it won't be really perfected until that following season. And you're always really perfecting it. So every season you're perfecting it until you get into the higher levels. And even then, you're still perfecting it even more. So here, let's look over a little bit lower. We'll go into the next section of things, the footwork run. So we have the 1.31 footwork run drop step. Then we got the side-on run, the shuffle, the mini shuffle, the crossover shuffle, the back pedal, and, strength work like squats. Obviously, we have, your footwork, turf and grass. It's pretty much all the same. There are techniques that you wouldn't need outdoor because the goal is smaller in futsal, but you would still need to learn that. So here's just some images I got from the internet here, so you can see there's a ton of information on it, and you can go in, learn the technique, and work down this IDP on your own with your trainer. Okay, but footwork is very difficult, and it's something that should not be overlooked. I definitely wanted to put this on here to show you that, as important as it is and as much as it's been overlooked, let's just get started and start working down this thing and get all these techniques learned. And if you know them, you're like, oh, the drop step, I know that. You know it, and that's true, and it might be true, but you need to work on it still in order to develop it into a second nature.
And you've got the same one as the shoulder.
this is about knowing the specific technique and when to use it. Okay, so at first, some of these techniques are going to slow you down because you haven't perfected them, and you're going to say, this doesn't work, I don't like it. But the reason that this specific technique is on the IDP is because it's there for a reason. And once you perfect it, you have to work into it. Then you will develop the speed, and you will get back to even better than where you were prior to not using that technique. So, if you guys want the IDP, we've sent this to college coaches all over the States. We've sent this to high school coaches all over the States. We've sent this to individuals. All you have to do is shoot us an email. So send an email to asafutsal14@gmail.com to request the free ASA Goalkeeper IDP. Just put that in the subject, and we will send it shortly and respond. And that's it. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. We probably get the most action on Facebook, but we definitely would love to have you at all three. And that's all we have for today. So we will be in touch, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks. Oh!